You are listening to Any Given Sunday, Australia.
Good start. Yes, hello and welcome to the Australia podcast, the number one podcast in this household. Joining me again, even with the music going again. We'll only play it once, Danny. We will only play it once. I'm seeming a little bit like the work experience kid on the media again, but we have our actual work experience kid, Danny Webb, joining us again. How are you, mate?
I thought we were going to get our intro tune. Like, you know, I've been here long enough that I should have my own.
Yeah. Well, I don't have one. We can work one out. But
maybe next week.
Cardi puts in a lot of requests for music, so I guess it's probably time that you start doing that too.
Yeah, all I'm trying to do is fill shoes here, so jump on that bandwagon.
I do believe I might be wrong, but this could be our last week without him. I'm not actually 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
But
so we actually had any given.
So I did actually see him,
and we had a little bit of chat about it.
Oh,
you won't be here for
Thursday, but then he should be back.
yeah, nice. That's exciting news. We're breaking news early, which is good.
He's always going to break news, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to get straight into just some injury news, just some quick ones. The Bucks right tackle, Tristan Wirfs, he'll be out with a few weeks with an ankle/foot injury. The 49ers running back, Elijah Mitchell, he exited the game against the Saints. You had an interesting little tidbit about that, didn't you?
Yeah. So
With the sprained
left MCL, and he had actually just returned to
right MCL.
So it's just done the same injury, just the other knee.
The other knee, yeah. So but good enough. Well, good for them that they've brought in Christian McCaffrey, because that's kind of a plug and place that works. Yeah. And the Packers, which we will talk a little bit more about later when we go through our game. But Aaron Rodgers, he exited the game in the third quarter with, it came across as ribs, but you said that you found a little bit more about it.
The initial fear was a punctured lung. So when he came,
There's all ribs in pain, and Rodgers
doesn't normally show much pain even when he is in pain. So the coach was like what's going on? And he kept on pointing to this one spot. To not return. Initial thoughts was that he punctured a lung.
Oh,
at the game, which is good. And we fractured ribs,
but the X-rays were
potentially this Sunday. So
okay, good. We will discuss that a little bit more later, but we'll get into the actual news now. So, for a long time coming, this has been a big story that the Cleveland Browns have actually activated Deshaun Watson. They've waived their third-string quarterback, Josh Dobbs. Unlucky for him. But he's in line to start this coming week against the Houston Texans, which is pretty big. Like, it's a perfect game for him to come back to, really.
Yeah, coming back straight away to debut against your former team.
700 days since you last played a regular season game.
Yeah, right.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's. Do you think the crowd will be welcoming, or?
It's hard to say, because didn't the Browns sign him
after they traded?
Wasn't it the biggest?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So this year he's only getting $1 million this year, but he gets 236 or something over the next 4. So something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
all guaranteed too. All guaranteed.
In Cleveland, or is it at Houston?
Nah, it's in Houston, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess
I mean, I don't think he's going to be very welcome back.
Oh, yeah. Did you, being a Philly man, did you see Ben Simmons coming back to Philly? Do you think that was an appropriate reaction? Or
Well, the Philly fans, they are notorious.
They're one of the worst.
Yeah.
Especially for becoming bluebirds.
They're known for it. There's multiple podcasts on the history of like how poor.
I was expecting nothing less.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons came.
Yeah. I reckon that the Texans fans will be pretty similar. I reckon they felt a little bit let down by Deshaun, so I feel like it'll be a pretty hostile kind of territory on the weekend. They probably won't hold back. You can't really make them hold back, so I imagine there'll be a few possibly derogatory terms slung around in his general direction, in his vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with like fans when it's supporting any sport, also people too,
And they just attack him.
just pieces on a chessboard, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Now, Lamar Jackson has met with his coach, Harbaugh, John Harbaugh, the other Harbaugh, whichever Harbaugh it is. He kind of pulled him aside after an interesting tweet that Lamar Jackson tweeted out. Do you have any more on that, mate? You're a man of Twitter. You're a man about Twitter.
Yeah.
So I've actually got the whole thing, and I'm not necessarily all that comfortable with
The tweet actually got deleted.
He was a response to a tweet from
Someone asking for over 250 million guaranteed
Black Jackson. Not come down to the kicker. It's in Justin Tucker because there was
times
that
on the third down. Failed to convert to a touchdown.
Had to resort to go. So that's what that was actually about. But Lamar Jackson jumped on Twitter
and then said, "Boy, shut the fuck up." On this motherfucker. Never smelled. Never did shit but eat.
a dick.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy response that he just had.
So
It's obviously been
a homophobic
response. The coach
said he's just begging these guys not to get into Twitter
world.
for a loss.
He's gone.
Saying he wants to win,
And
and
I'm sure he's frustrated with.
God, what's your team? What does that mean?
Yeah, so the press conference just said he just wants to win. I'm sure.
And that's just a place you just don't want.
Want to live. And he knows and understands that. He's coming out.
Don't forget to bear with us. The next news article that
We were going to talk about whether TMac comes back on.
Beckham Jr. has taken off a plane for a health concern.
And
So
what happened here was he was on
with American Airlines,
and worried that he was.
And then they asked him for a seatbelt, he refused. After his refusal,
The
police attached, so the flight attendants
called
and for
the police and the fire brigade.
And the fear was that the flight attendants actually were fearful. He was seriously ill,
and that he wasn't going to make the 5-hour. TMac.
And since that's completely cut off,
which is great.
But yeah, so I don't like. There's a the whole
flight was actually ended up being delayed by multiple.
Junior never actually that flight again
after the police escorted him off.
Junior's actually fighting it. He said at no time was misleading or combative. That was the seatbelt requirements,
but the flight attendant
that he had the authority to have Mr. Becker removed from the flight.
She said, scenario,
a reason
for the flight attendants just kicking
player
is probably more like. Brenda actually has
about that, which I'm sure
he'll share next time he's on the podcast. But my theory
actually made Pop to sleep a little bit too early on the flight just to get read down nice and quickly.
But I'm sure Brenda will jump on
the next
news article we had
as Denver
Broncos sideline.
Video I've actually seen from this, it doesn't seem
over
that.
It was just a lot of frustration. So the
after not blocking on a field goal,
and the quarterback Russell Wilson were caught.
Purcell said something to Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson responded, and then Mike Purcell blew up in his face. But it's just
a lot of frustration. The defense did do their job on defense. They just weren't
doing good enough. Wilson said
animosity following this.
The Broncos are the low
league at the moment
with only 14.3 points per game.
Sunday's loss was their ninth
season where they
and the fourth time
they had only scored 10 or fewer points.
The offense and defense not performing in Denver. For one or the other.
Neither side is really getting it done.
A lot of articles saying that there's a bit of a growing rift in the locker room. Offense. Being asked about that in the media. There's definitely no continuity between that team. Frustrating a loss, but to just be distributed quarterback on the side,
I don't really know if that
as far as the
team moving forward. They keep on saying that they're all on
a couple of pieces together, yes, but they feel like they should be winning. Lost in the past 8 games,
which is on.
So it's the same as the Packers. We will get to that. Normally, I think this is where we
jump into and start talking about the games.
The Lions
28-25. Josh
touchdowns. He also
run
down.
Brown, the wide
times for 122 yards and 1 touchdown for Detroit. Close game for this one. Only field goal
in it.
Was it the Giants?
I'm back.
Yep.
And we're back.
Oh, we're back.
I am. We are back officially. Let's come straight back
again,
into it.
Because I've
I'd rather not just have to fix myself.
Nah, let's just keep rolling it. Where are you at?
So I went through both of these articles. Through the
Odell Beckham Jr. being taken off the plane. Went through that, and I went through.
Ooh.
Denver Broncos sideline block. So if you have anything, you just got to start running through the games.
Nah, beauty. So I think the Denver Broncos ones is interesting. Just look at that, straight back into it. I fucking love your professionalism, mate. That's grouse. Someone must have hit a poll here or something because the internet.
You have to go back.
That's fine. That's fine. The
some of the
long pauses out because there was.
It'll be funny to watch anyway. I reckon it might stuff up the actual. It'll be a very interesting podcast, but the YouTube will keep rolling. We'll see what happens. But yeah, anyway, the Denver Broncos interesting because they've had a few dramas with. I don't know what you actually said, but the fact that they're even in this situation after they've paid $250 million for their quarterback. Stop laughing, mate. We're just rolling with the punches. Is ridiculous, really. He come out and said that they're all good. Did you say that?
Yeah. So it came.
He's just happy to know. He came out and said that there's no animosity there at all.
Yeah, which I find that hard to believe. Watching, I put the video out on the socials, and it was very aggressive. It wasn't just a "come on, mate, pull your finger out." There was a bit of aggression in the words. Yeah. All right, we will move on because you have passed it. So
yeah, the video.
I couldn't see
the words that were actually.
I feel a lot of frustration, but
it kind of seemed like he was frustrated himself and the defensive line.
Russell, what's your take on that?
Well, they'd only just let a field goal in, so they stopped a touchdown. So that's a win, I guess, in itself. But yeah, I don't know. He wasn't. They weren't happy. So I'm just saying, making sure we are still live on the tube. We are. I'm back. We are. That's good. Yeah. All right. We will move on. Yeah, it's going to be elite. Trust me. We'll get into the slate of games. There is one game currently playing, and the Colts have just scored. I don't know if you saw that. So it's 16-10. Steelers away against the Colts in Indianapolis. 13 minutes to go in the third. Jonathan Taylor just had a rushing touchdown. Najee Harris has a rushing touchdown as well. So yeah, good game so far in the third, halfway or just started the third quarter down in Indianapolis or up in Indianapolis, wherever it is on the map.
Yeah, and both of us tipped the Colts.
Yeah, I have done the. We'll go through it properly on Thursday, but I have done our tips. I think we were both 8-7 at the moment.
Oh, for this week.
And if the So I was up 8-7 against you, and yes, I think so because you did the total, didn't you? So we'll talk about that Thursday. But it did come down to a 0.5 difference between the Philly and the Packers that would have put me up by an extra couple. But that's all right. All
right, so I've already been through the Bills game. If there was anything else you had to touch on that.
Did you? Oh, you were smashing it. No, it was a good game. Well done by the Lions. Good effort by the Lions, I guess. No one really gave them a chance when the line was like 10 or something. So, yeah, good game by them.
Absolutely.
So the next game we had the Giants lose.
20.
Prescott went for 260.
Elliott had 92 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. 160 yards receiving.
CD Lamb has been huge the last few weeks. I reckon it's about 3 or 4 in a row. He's gone over 100. But I reckon the Giants probably slightly disappointing. People were hoping for a bit closer of a game, but Cowboys just getting the job done and going out ahead of the NFC East, I want to say.
Yeah, watching Lamb was doing a lot more than what the stats say.
Really helps the Cowboys get this one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I say go ahead, they are still behind your Eagles, but they're moving up in the stands of the NFC East.
Lovely.
I know
Next
Harry
game we
was
had.
talking to me about that one. Yes, keep going.
Next game
We take care of the
Patriots 33-26. Jones
82 touchdowns for the Patriots. Rush for 42 yards.
and Jefferson
130 touchdowns for the Vikings.
131 touchdowns. That's a big game.
I didn't say that.
Oh, must have skipped. Anyway, this was another pretty good game. The Vikings come home strong with a wet sail, you might say, to run over the Patriots, but they were right into it in the last few minutes, and it was a big defensive stop by the Vikings that got the job done. So, yeah. Vikings, I think they can actually wrap up the NFC North this week with a win if the Packers and the Lions lose. So that's pretty big, pretty early in the year.
Yeah, for sure.
Next we have
Had the Browns take care of the 23-17.
through for 246 yards
and 2 touchdowns.
Chubb rushed for
116 yards.
and Godwin received 110 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Chance to watch this one?
No, a bit of a surprise in overtime too. So the Bucks were cruising. They were up by a touchdown, and then Browns come home late to send it to overtime, and then Cooper with a long catch to set up a Chubb touchdown in overtime. So I was a little bit surprised about this. I thought the Bucks would get comfortably get the job done. So a good win for the Browns before they get back to Sean Watson this week. So it kind of keeps them in the hunt a little bit.
4-7 at the moment.
So it's still
Still sniffing around. They're not completely out of it yet. So, yeah, interesting.
Next we had Matthew's
Bengals
8-16.
Had
290.
91 yards. And
How do we do this?
P. Ryan, is that correct?
Yeah, let's go. I'm pretty sure it's P. Ryan, yeah. Not Pareed,
beautiful.
like I would have said.
Yeah.
P. Ryan,
Rush for 58.
and Higgins received 7 times, 146.
Yeah, he played pretty well, T. Higgins, with Jamar Chase still not quite back. I'm imagining if he was close this week, he must be coming in this coming week. But I was a little bit surprised that the Bengals were such favourites, but true to form, they went down to Nashville and got the job done. So a good win for them. That puts them, I think, in a wild card spot for the playoffs at the moment. So at the start of the year, they were 1-4 or 3 or 1 and So
Well, they're 7-4 now.
So if they were 1
6 games.
I reckon it was either 1-4 or 1-3 at least. So yeah, it's a good 6 or 7 game stretch for them.
Absolutely. Next game we had
the Dolphins.
do you remember what it was? It was
Fourth.
Yeah,
I think.
there was Two of them
And the
that were
bookie-
13 on 14. Yeah.
No, because the Dolphins did it 30 to
50, which is pretty crazy.
And they cruised the second half. They got 30 points at halftime, and then they just cruised.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Next, we had the Bears at the Jets. Uncomfortably, it was
31 to 10. 115 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Jets.
Montgomery
Rushed for 79 yards. Wilson,
2 touchdowns.
This was the one that we weren't sure if Justin Fields was going to play. It'd be a bit, I reckon, a different game, but he ended up missing. So Jets ran away with it pretty comfortably in the end. Mike White, I said that he played a pretty big game in his first one last year. So I'm presuming he'll hold his spot for next week.
yeah.
And,
Curious to see on how he was going to perform. And, well,
touchdowns is a pretty good way to
guarantees.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. And like they're in wildcard contention too. So if he comes in and plays a good
Yeah,
They're also
5 or 6 game stretch, like he could see himself play in the playoffs with a fair chance too. So
Yeah,
the Jets are surprisingly at
some of them. So they're doing
yeah,
well.
they're in a tough division with the Bills. Yeah, tough division with the Bills and the Dolphins as well. So they're pushing shit uphill, but you know all you can do is keep winning, and they give themselves a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Commanders took care of this one, 19 to 13.
Mariota had 174 yards, 1 touchdown. Robinson Jr.
Junior
and Zach
Tours.
5 touchdowns, 91 yards.
Is that correct?
I have no idea. Zacchaeus? I'm going to
Yeah,
leave
Zacchaeus
that
maybe.
one. Yeah, no idea.
At least it's both of us this time.
Yeah, we'll just say Zach.
Yeah. Played to 7-5, which I don't think anyone really saw coming in. They'll be doing
Quite
well now.
No, and again, just keep doing enough just to win and get the job done. So, yeah. No.
Next
We
Good
had
on
the
them.
Broncos and the Panthers. Like with the with Denver, the
Panthers
Panthers
took care of it.
23-10. Threw for 164 yards, 1 touchdowns. Foreman had
Had
113 yards.
and Moore received 4.
Yeah. Definitely, the Broncos suck. I think that's the main thing we got out of this. The Panthers are, 2-3 since they got rid of McCaffrey or something like that. So, or 3-3 maybe. So, for what everyone thought was a get rid of everything and let's try and get some draft picks in, they keep winning. So that's really hurting their draft picks going forward.
But actually playing a Denver team that's
Slowly falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
might stick over
Not
with
to
Yeah, they're imploding Denver, which is very interesting.
Yeah. Really close game between
the
them.
Ravens and the Jaguars.
The Jays got this done 28-27
And with
on their
final
final
touchdown to pull themselves ahead.
Yeah.
Lawrence threw for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Jackson for Baltimore rushed for 89 yards.
But look at that last quarter.
Yeah.
18 to 15 in the last quarter alone. Like, there's games that aren't 18 to 15. And what is there? Yes, 19 to 13. Like, that's a huge last quarter just by both teams. And you're right, 10 seconds to go or 11 seconds to go when Lawrence's 2-point conversion was huge.
Yeah, the next game was
Cardinals.
same story. Another 2-point 25-24, and that was
the final.
I don't know if it was the final 2 seconds in this one, but it was definitely at least within the 4.
It was it was late in the game, at least.
Yeah, which is absolutely huge
For the Chargers.
for the 274
yards and 3 touchdowns. Connor
25 times,
120 yards.
times 87 yards,
and 1 touchdown, also for Arizona.
Yeah, yep. Good win for them. And the Cards played better with Kyler Murray in the team, but good win by the Chargers away from home.
Yeah, and another little
Sneaky 2-point conversion.
TC
2-4s Raiders.
Seahawks, another overtime victory. The Raiders sent to the last second game
Against the OT.
get done.
So they won 40-34.
Back for Seattle through for 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. For
Las Vegas rush for
touchdowns and McCaff 70 yards.
Yeah, I was still here. I just had a phone call. That's why the phone disappeared. But Jacobs, 229 rush yards, but he also got, I think, nearly 80 receiving yards. So he went for over 300 yards by himself, which was a huge day. And he had a rushing touchdown, 86 yards, I think it was, rushing touchdown to finish it in overtime. So huge day for Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
I think in the man of the match for that game, especially that
Last touch.
To see that.
It was an incredible.
Yeah. Huge game. Huge.
Next, we have
the Rams.
Chiefs. The Chiefs got this
One done quite easily. It was 20.
home through for 320 yards, 1 touchdown. Pacheco
Carried.
Well done.
Sorry, he had 69 yards, 1 touchdown. And
Kelsey.
yeah, that's 1 touchdown.
I don't think there's much to say about this one. The Rams are going backwards, and the Chiefs are just doing what they need to do to get the wins, I think.
Yeah, so Chiefs are at 9-2.
Yeah. Dominating.
Which is in pretty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next, we had the Scorps
Against the 49ers. 49ers.
to zip.
Did you catch this game at all?
I saw bits of it, and the Saints were moving up and down the field pretty well, but then they had, I reckon Kamara had 2 fumbles. They had 2 or 3 turnovers. They were moving the ball and would get close to the end zone, but then just couldn't score. And the 49ers, I think it's 4 weeks in a row they haven't let anyone score in the second half, and obviously the whole game for this one. But in the whole second half, I think it's 4 games in a row they haven't let them score. So their defense. But there was a stat that came up during the game, which was interesting. They're the worst defense on 3rd and short and 4th and short, but the best defense overall. So if you get them into 3rd and short, you can keep moving the ball, but they stop you 3rd and long too often that it's not really a problem. But yeah, some huge plays by some. Their offense wasn't great, to be honest. Like, they lost Mitchell during the game, but 13 zips a win. So I don't think 49ers fans are going to care how they get it.
With the win at the end of the day.
Mm.
The next game we had
was
in that high-scoring,
thrilling game.
40-33,
the Eagles' way against the Packers. Jalen Hurts.
He threw for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. 157 yards.
It was a non-stop running machine.
4 times.
110.
Yep. Do you have anything you want to say about it? We can just move on if you want to.
We can talk about it for the whole rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Yards, he set the Eagles record for rushing yards for
a quarterback.
we spoke about
a little bit earlier, but didn't go into
in the third, and your second string quarterback Love
came in.
won a touchdown in that. I think it was the third, or maybe it was the.
Nah, in the fourth to Watson. Yeah, 65 yards.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it seemed like
I think it gives hope to a lot of Packers fans,
especially coming in after Bruce went off.
The big
He just needs to go out and do
exactly what he was meant to do.
Which isn't surprising.
The best team
for a secondary quarterback
to come out against that squad.
I think it was really impressive, and it's going to be a big takeaway for Green Bay.
Yeah, we are. I don't want to, make excuses. We're pretty banged up, so I'm actually relatively happy with how we played and how we kind of stuck in the contest. We were in it right till the end. If we made a stop at the end, we gave ourselves a chance. But a pretty big kick by, I don't know who your kicker is, but 50-odd yards right near the end of the game, just to make it that 10-point margin. Just kind of put it that little bit out of reach. And then we went down, scored a field goal, and then, so Rodgers, his thumb is giving him a lot of grief. He's got it's come out, he's got an avulsion or a avulsion in the thumb, so it's completely snapped. So now it's just compounded by this rib or oblique injury that he's got. So the fact that we hung in, I was pretty happy with. And our bet, we had a joint bet. We had two separate bets that they didn't really go close. But our joint bet was really close, especially at halftime. We were almost home. And then Jalen Hurts just decided not to throw the ball to AJ Brown anymore, and we missed it by 20 points, 20 yards. We had the overs. The overs was 36, I think, and it was, or 40, and it was nearly at halftime, nearly done.
One play Jalen Hurts to rush for
something like 50.
One play
in the first quarter.
Had 100 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah, in this game at the start of the first, like after Philly got
downs pretty much back to back.
Sorry, that happens.
So after the first two touchdowns, I was like, oh, this game. They got two backs
straight to him.
And then the kick he was on back before was
Jake.
And it was a 54-yard.
Yeah. Bomb.
Which is pretty huge.
Yeah, it was a bomb. It was clutch. It was real pressure. Because he misses that one. We had the ball, I think, about the 45, 46-yard line, and going only down by a touchdown. It could have actually been a real exciting finish. But realistically, it was a good game. That's one takeaway I can get out of it at least. We were in the contest, and we 300. What did we figure out? 360 yards rushing or some ridiculous stat like that. It was, we just couldn't stop Hurts, and congratulations to him, mate. It was good.
Like 10 short of the Philadelphia
record, which was set in 1948. So it would have been good.
Yeah.
Break that record now in more of a modern day year.
It would be great through against your Packers, but to come back.
It was a good game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Game. Actually put up a bit more of a fight
than I was expecting.
Yeah. And like I said, it was the line was at 6.5, and I had the Packers plus 6.5, and you had the Eagles up minus 6.5, and it was 7 was the difference. So that's leveled us up for the week. I think we're both 8 and 7. And like I said, if the Colts get the win, we'll be 9 and 7, which is not a bad picking week, really.
It's something to be pretty happy about.
Yeah, it's probably more you should be happy than me.
Yeah, it's not your best week. But...
Yeah. But picking the line is very tough. So I think if you can go 50-50 picking the line, I think you've done pretty well, regardless of who you are.
Yeah, picking the line's
always tough.
We love these tough things, don't we?
Just like we love the tough questions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially when you said, there was two that were, I think they both got over, but there was a 14.5 and a 15 line, and they both hit. They both got it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, they know stuff. All right, mate. A bit of an update in this live game before we wrap it up. The Steelers, 3 minutes to go in the third, are still up 16-10, and they've got the ball 4th and 2. So I'm not watching it, so I'm just getting this off the computer. 4th and 2 at Pittsburgh's 15. So I imagine they're probably punting that one. But yeah, so tight game heading into the last quarter. So let's go watch that one, I reckon.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But we will hopefully fix these internet issues, or someone's crashed into a pole or something around my house. But we will be back on Thursday. I don't really think we have much to say about it. I don't know what games we've got coming up this week, but we will see you on Thursday, Danny Webb, and maybe we don't wear the same uniform on Thursday.
I thought some possible.
It's every Tuesday. We got to wear the same shirt. That's what.
Yeah.
And
Also, yeah, sorry.
I do.
Live me
A little bit there when TMac dropped out.
It's a work experience kid, but I did what I could. So,
sorry for there was any little bits of delay. I was just wasn't sure if we're going to keep on going or not, but we made.
I'm just stoked for the way you handled yourself. I'm going to go back and watch it and maybe get a little bit of a chuckle. But yeah, the internet just decided to not work, but you stood up, so well done, mate. Good work. Hang on, I can get an applause thing happening here, I reckon. Actually, cheering. Why not? Oh, it's in preview. Oh, it's all going to shit. We're back. Yes, no, well done, mate. Good work. Now I can pretty much.
We're going to shit just like this episode. That's good. Just to get out of the way.
Yeah, correct. But all right, mate. You can find us on all the socials. Everyone knows where it is. I guess it's time to wrap this week up or this day. I will see you.
Well, you must be editing to do. I promise you that.
Oh yeah, and I've got a busy enough day as it is, which is perfect. But I'm not sure what's your day look like Thursday. Do you know?
Freeze bird.
All right. So I imagine about midday, 1 o'clock for those who want to watch live. Watch you live, maybe by themselves.
Which means just do a little solo show.
Yeah, perfect. Right. All right, mate. I will see you then.
All right, catch you.